Hi, how are you? And welcome back. It hasn't been that long since we last spoke, but I know there's been a lot of movement and there's been a lot of turbulence, and a lot of people have been getting in contact with me saying, what's been happening? So I just want to remind you that on August the 11th, we had three planets change direction and change signs. So we had Jupiter, the planet of expansion. It went from being in retrograde to going forward. We had Uranus, which is the Great Awakener. She went from being in going direct to going retrograde, and we had Mars on the move as well. So what happened? We had a lot of churn, we have a lot of energy movement, and some of this just goes round and round in one space and makes a lot of noise. The other thing that sometimes can happen is it can move in one direction and we think, oh, this is okay, and then all of a sudden it stops or something happens and we think, what is that? And then 30 minutes later, whatever later, it's sorted itself out and it's going ahead again. So we might have had a lot of that choppiness happening. So that's also the impact of that turn. The other thing that has been happening, and I talked about this or hinted at a little bit, but now it's really happening. It's going to happen more on August the 15th with the full moon in Aquarius. So just let's talk about this little thing happening here. So what have we got? We have got, it's all about I. We've got a lot going in Leo, and then we've got the Great Awakener, and then we've got the Great Optimizer. Okay, so what's happened? Well, some of us, we've hit our final level. The straw that broke the camel's back, or that last thing that happened, and it's like, I've had enough. This has to change. This has to change now. And what's happening is that you are making decisions, and sometimes you're making decisions that you've been putting off for some time. You knew there was something wrong, you knew there was something not right, you knew you should have been doing something, and you didn't. And now we're getting forced by things that are happening or things that we're seeing, and we're going, that's it, I can't do this anymore. This has to end. Now, it can be in the area of health, can be in the area of support, can be in the area of relationships. So there's going to be a lot of changing about relationships. And remember, relationships covers the whole get-go, from employees to employer to partners that we're working with, to partners that we're amour, that we're involved with, to friends, to relationships. It's all of that is going. Could even be institutions. I've had enough of that. I'm changing my bank, whatever it is. So there's a little bit of that happening. There's going to be a bit more, but this is all really good. This is all really good because we knew we weren't happy with the situation, but we didn't know what to do with it. And then as soon as we make that decision, then the doors open and there's an opportunity. You will always be rewarded when you're taking that right step forward, and something else will come into play. And this most of us are also seeing. We're seeing that we've just, I don't care if I don't have a backup, this has to stop now. We've stopped it, and then within a short period of time, an opportunity has arisen, and this opportunity is better than what it was before, or it is what is needed now and will get us through what we need to get through. So that's what's been happening with the churn, and it's going to keep going a little bit more because the full moon is going to be in Aquarius, and Uranus in Aquarius. Uranus is the sign of Aquarius, so it's the planet of Aquarius, so there you go, there's going to be more. So a full moon is going to do exactly that. It's going to highlight for you areas where you've had enough, where things have got to stop, where this is the last straw and you need to change. And because the sun's in Leo, Mars is in Leo, Venus is in Leo, Mercury is in Leo, you're going to do it. You're going to make that change. And that's what's going to happen. So it's going to close out a lot of stuff. So remember that Aquarius, it's the thinker. It's going to change the way you think about things. It's quite revolutionary. So we're having an Aquarius full moon 4 days after Uranus is going retrograde. You know you're going to get some awakenings, and you know it's going to come quickly. With the focus being on the sun, you know you're going to make those decisions quickly. So I'm just coming in to give you a little bit of an update on that. That's all going to happen on the 15th. So it's going to continue for a bit. But it still is a good time to start new initiatives. It doesn't mean that everything's going to flow smoothly, but it's a good time to start these new initiatives and to start new phases. It really is, because these phases will lead to something very beautiful and very substantial. But we're asking you, or the planets are asking you, to think about moving now. And of course, anything new, brand new, there's going to have to be some thinking about how to make it work. Because if there's no thinking about how to make it work, then it's really not brand new, is it? No? Okay. So there you are. The other thing I'm just going to mention is on the 18th, Mars is going to enter Virgo. And that's going to be details, 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 and more details. And that's also a nice thing when you're starting something new, to be aware of what the details are. Likewise, we're going to shift our focus, and it's not going to be so much about how much we're getting done or what the end result is of what we're getting done. It's actually going to be about the process of doing the job. Did we do the job well? How did we do the job? How was the job done? And a little less emphasis on what is the outcome. So a little bit more thinking about process. Okay. So for those of us who have been experiencing, and it's been happening for me, where all of a sudden I've just gone, that's enough, I can't cope with this anymore, this has to end. And yeah, the solution has fallen into place. So once you make the decision, trust me, the solution will fall into place. Okay, it's going to be a very busy month. I'm going to be back again because we've got something else happening on the 21st. And then we've also got we've got a lot happening through the end of this month, because we're going to have 2 new moons, and that's a really nice thing to have. So Aquarius, innovator, Uranus going in retrograde, double whammy innovator, a different way of thinking. And what that different way of thinking is going to do, it's going to enable you to close out something that had been dragging on in the past and dragging right into the future. And you kind of knew it wasn't what we wanted to have. You knew it's not what we wanted it to be. You didn't know what to do about it because you couldn't see a solution. Make up your mind that you've had enough, and trust me, you're going to see the solutions coming thick and fast. All right, so that's it. And I'll be back to do the tarot. All right. Enjoy. Don't forget to breathe. If you're feeling hassled, you're feeling a bit uptight, you're feeling a bit shocked by some of the stuff that you find yourself doing or the changes that you're making, congratulate yourself for having the courage to do it. Congratulate yourself for deciding you want more out of your life. And congratulate yourself for putting yourself first and saying, this is not working for me. This is not how I want this to be in my life. This is not good enough. Congratulate yourself. Okay. See you soon. Bye-bye.